Hey everybody, it's George Tromby with Japanese from Zero, and we are continuing to work through Japanese from Zero, Book 4. If you'd like to get a copy of it, you know where to go. If you don't know where to go, what a horrible intro.
1, 2, 3. Love should be easy. Why should it not?
Today we are continuing Japanese from Zero, Book 4, starting on Lesson 5. Today's topic will be some new words relating to exits, entrances, and dead ends. And if you don't have a copy of the book and you've gotten this far, congratulations. But if you'd like to work through the exercises that are unique only to the book and not available on the online courses, you can grab a copy of your book here. All right, let's get into it. First, we're going to deal with some new vocabulary. Matter of fact, that's all we're going to deal with. And then we're going to be doing some tweet analysis, which you're going to learn a little bit more than what's in the book, especially with the new words that we're teaching. A little bit more bonus in this lesson than normal. All right, here we go. Let's listen to this.
出口 出口
And this means exit, okay? Or the way out, okay? The opposite of that is
入り口入り口
okay, this is entrance or the gate. You're going to see this kuchi, which is the kanji for mouth, will be used for all sorts of words that are referring to an opening. For example, even the phone receiver is called the denwa guchi, literally the phone of the mouth. It's the part of the phone where your mouth goes to, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with your mouth. It has something to do with the opening on the phone, okay? The in and out, okay? All right. And this iriguchi can also have the hiragana in between the kanji. That's a very common way to see it, but it is still read
入り口
wouldn't be like iriguchi. All right. Now the combo of this, which we really don't, I don't know if we do this in English. Like it's the entrance and the exit. I don't know if we have a word for this. Maybe you can tell me in the comments, but I couldn't think of what it would be. But
出入り口出入り口
all right. Exit and entrance. It's both the deiriguchi. All right. All right. And anything that has a star is a bonus word that is not in the book. Deguchi and iriguchi are in the book, but we are going to be talking about words that are not in the book today, a little bit more than normal. Okay? And just the same as iriguchi can have this way of writing it, deiriguchi can also have the ri separated from the kanji, de-iri-guchi. Okay. Here we go. Let's listen to this one.
非常口非常口
Now, you'll probably see this in every single building. You won't even have to really know how to read it. You'll know that it means what it means because of where it's located. It's the emergency exit.
非常口
Okay.
非常口
All right. Now, this is actually a very important daily word if you live in Japan. This is something that you'll want to know where it is if you're trying to get a ticket or trying to get into the train station with your ticket.
改札口改札口
Okay, this is the ticket gate, or I think it's called in England like a wicket or something like that. Some weird name like that. But this is the place where if it's an automated gate, you'll stick your ticket in. If it's a manned gate, there'll be a man there, and I don't know if they do this anymore, but back in the old days, in the country at least, they would have a man that would like clip your ticket. I don't think I've seen that in a while. All of my recent trips to Japan, you've been able to put your ticket through a machine, or you can get what's called like a Suica card or some sort of Metro card on your iPhone, and at the Kaisatsuguchi, you can just put your iPhone on the sensor and you can get through, and it'll bill you through there. That's actually really handy if you want to get that. If you're in Japan using a Japan Rail Pass, that will be the most inconvenient pass on the planet. You actually have to show it to a person, a physical pass. And if you lose that pass, it is gone forever. You cannot get it reissued. Or if you wash it in a laundry machine like I did, you can't get it back. All right, this one you will see in many restaurants in Japan.
返却口
Okay, again, we're showing you where there's some sort of opening, right? So here when hijoguchi, it's this emergency exit, right? And a kaisatsuguchi is the ticket entry gate. But now we have something that isn't a doorway that you can go through.
返却口
Okay. This is where you return like a tray. So for example, if you, I want to recommend a hotel in Japan. It's called Dormy Inn. Dormy Inn has onsen in it, a hot bath inside of it. It's amazing. Just trust me, you're going to love it. But they give away free ramen every night. And you get the free ramen, and then at the end of eating your ramen, you will return your ramen to the henkyakuguchi.
返却口
All right. Moving on. A couple more new words.
突き当たり
Tsukiatari. All right, so this is the end of a street. It's where you hit something, and it's where it could be like a T in the street, and then you have to turn left or right, okay? So it's with the verb tsuku
つきます
and ataru.
当たります
Okay, so you hit it or you strike it. It's where you hit the end of that pathway, okay? And then you have,
行き止まり
okay, which is a dead end. Now the difference between a tsukiatari and an ikidomari is an ikidomari is going is stopped. Your
行きます
iku and tomaru, so you can no longer go anymore. Where here, you just hit into something. You can't go in that direction anymore. You can go left or you can go right. It's more like a T in the street. Whereas an ikidomari is going to be a dead end in the street. Okay? So this is really important if you're getting instructions on how to go somewhere. Okay? And the most common road sign that you'll ever see in Japan is tomare, which means stop. Tomare being a very forceful way to say stop. We get a little bit of a drink here. Not that anyone cares about my personal life, but I stopped drinking Diet Coke. I'm now drinking LaCroix, carbonated water. Tansansui in Japanese. Tansansui. Tansan means carbonation. All right, now let's go ahead and look at some example sentences using the new words that we've learned. And as always, we're going to try to embed some grammar that we learned in course 4.
このビルは入り口が2つしかありません
Now, I want you to think what this can mean. I'm going to play it again, and I want you to say it out loud so that you cannot lie to yourself in your brain and say, oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Say it out loud. Take some responsibility. All right, let's see how close you get.
このビルは入り口が2つしかありません
Okay. このビルは topic is this building. What about it? 入り口が2つしかありません Okay. Now, if you said there are 2 entrances to this building, you're close, but you're missing the real importance of this shika. So if we said arimasen by itself, it would mean there are not 2 entrances to this building, but the shika means with the exception of 2, there are none. There are none but 2. Really what we're saying is there are only 2 entrances to this building. Okay? All right. Moving on. Again, I'll play it. Say it out loud.
出口はこの突き当たりにあります
Okay. So our topic, actually, say it out loud. Sorry, I talked over you. I'll do it again for you.
出口はこの突き当たりにあります
The exit is what we're talking about. The exit is at the end of something, right? If you're in a building, obviously it's at the end of the hallway. So in English, we normally like to say hallways, right? So the exit is at the end of this hallway. Okay. Even though kono tsukiatari, it doesn't have the word hallway in there. Sometimes you have to add English into the translation that wasn't directly in the Japanese to make the English make sense. Also, sometimes you have to remove a Japanese word when you're making the English, and sometimes you have to add. You have to add or remove either language to make a natural translation. Okay? All right. Here we go. Now, this one might be a little bit difficult because I'm sure some of you don't know what 従業員専用 means. So let's listen.
この出入り口は従業員専用です。
So this entrance and exit, what about it? It is 従業員専用. So 専用 means specific for this thing. So for example, you could say iPhone. Normally that would be shortened to iPhone yo to mean like made for iPhone. But 専用 means only for. And only for what? 従業員 staff. Okay? So this exit and entrance is for staff only. Okay? So you might, if you're ever in Japan, there are cars on a train that are only for women. And they will say something like 女性専用, okay? For female only. Normally those are time limited things for late at night. They're just trying to make women have a more safer way to travel because there are some creeps sometimes that get on the trains late at night especially. All right. That doesn't mean that there are trains in the daytime that are, I don't know where I was going with that. I just wanted to say you're not safe in the day too. Sometimes there will be creeps on the train. So be careful. All right. That's not to say Japan is not safe. Japan is very safe. It's just that sometimes there are creeps. All right, here we go. Listen. Speak out loud the translation.
ここは行き止まりだから戻りましょう。ここは行き止まりだから戻りましょう。
Okay. Our topic is ここ because we have the topic marker. ここは what about it? 行き止まりだから because it is a dead end. 戻りましょう. Let's go back. Okay. This is a dead end. Here's a dead end would also be a good translation, but we don't say that in English. We don't say here's a dead end. We say it's a dead end or this is a dead end. But Japanese, they're talking about this place here. So let's go back. All right. Moving on. Let's look at a tweet that uses one of the words. We'll go ahead and play it. See how much you can understand before I show the parts of this and translate it.
新宿京王デパート前、洋服の青山のビル、ブックオフ、突き当たり KDDI ビルが見える。
Now, this is from an actual tweet. I hide the names sometimes because they're not important. When the names are important, I leave the names and I just make up something else when it's not important. But here, this is, I don't know what this person's doing, but it's like they're showing you how to get somewhere. So we have, let's go ahead and look a little bit further here. So we have this.
デパート前、
So デパート前 means in front of the department store. You might hear 前 thrown after eki really commonly. Eki mae, okay? In front of the station. It's a very common thing. So you're going to hear that. Now here we're giving a specific department, right? So it's Shinjuku Keio Depato Mae. So in front of the Shinjuku Keio department store. Let's see if we can find it in this picture that they provided. Actually, you know what? It might be behind us in this particular shot because he's taking the photo. Okay. Then it says Yofuku no Aoyama no biru. So here we go. Yofuku no Aoyama building. Okay. So we have the Yofuku no Aoyama building. I don't know what the next word was. Yeah, Yofuku, Western clothing.
洋服、
Okay. So typically that, I believe Aoyama is more like a suit shop, if I remember correctly. All right. And then we've got this word book off, which is this store right up here. If you go to Japan, you definitely want to go to this book off store because it's basically cheap used books often. And some of the book offs have bags and clothing and used equipment. It's really a fun store to go to if you're looking to get some cheap things in Japan that are unique. And I go there every time. There's all sorts of versions of book off that end in the word off, but I can't remember them right now. But book off is one of them. So he's saying, hey, in front of the Shinjuku Keio department store, the Yofuku no Aoyama, which is the name of a store, the Western Clothing Aoyama building, book off, tsukiatari, at the end of the street where it tees, KDDI biru ga mieru. You can see the KDDI building. Now, I looked it up and I thought this was the building, but it's not. this is some other building. So I'm not sure which building he's talking about. Okay. I was trying to show you this too. So we've got yofuku, right, which is Western clothing. Then you'll hear about this.
和服
Wafuku is Japanese clothing. Typically, this is going to be like kimonos and yukatas and things like that. All right. And mieru,
見える
to be able to see. Okay. This is what I don't know what he's doing. He's showing somebody. I don't know. Honestly, that's why I gave him his name. Imu fume, meaning unknown. I don't know what this guy's doing. All right. So we'll have one more. This was a fun little tweet that I saw.
うわー絶望に突き当たりした
Okay. So this is a little bit weird. We've taken tsukiatari, which means the end of something, to hit up against something. Okay. And we've made it into a verb here. So we've got, oh, really? Really? Go back. I was trying to play a sound here.
絶望
Okay.
絶望
So zetsubo means despair. Okay. You can have a sense of despair by saying zetsubokan. Okay. So, うわー絶望に突き当たりました. Wow, I've hit up against despair and hopelessness. Now, I don't know what happened before this person said that, but obviously something has happened to this person and they have hit the end of whatever. They've hit this. There's whatever happened to them makes them feel despair. So, 突き当たりした.
うわー絶望に突き当たりした
All right, a little bit of fun. Moving on. All right, now this one, you might have drinking this before in Japan. This is a little drink called Yakuruto. That's what we're going to be talking about. And if you want to see what this guy is talking about, you can scan this QR code and you can look at a Yakult 1000 commercial. CM in Japanese means commercial.
今日は裏切られなかった銀座の改札口でヤクルト爆買いするやべえやつは私です
All right. So we have some words that are important here. Uragiru. If you watch any anime, I'm 100% sure you already know this word, to betray. But we're not using it in the right form. In this one, it's uragirareru, to be betrayed. Okay.
裏切られる裏切る裏切られる
Okay. 銀座の改札口でヤクルト爆買いするやべえやつは私. So, 売り切る means to sell out.
売り切る
Okay. And why am I showing you that? Hang on. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I put that in there, but I did. And I even had my wife record it. But uri kiru means to sell out. Basically, this guy, I believe, has bought out all of the Yakuruto at this particular Jido Hanbaiki, the vending machine here. So, 今日は裏切られなかった. I was not betrayed today. 銀座の改札口, which we know is the ticket gate or the wicket. I believe it's wicket.
爆買い
Bakugai, this is explosively purchased, okay? So he purchased all of them, and he's describing that he is the terrible guy, the terrible guy that bought up all of the Yakuruto at the Ginza ticket gate was me, okay? So let's listen again.
今日は裏切られなかった銀座の改札口でヤクルト爆買いするやべえやつは私です
All right, I wasn't betrayed today. The guy that binge bought or bought all of the Yakuruto at the Ginza Kaisatsu exit or the wicket ticket gate is me. All right. So yatsu, yabai, you're going to hear a lot. Yabai has multiple meanings, whatever makes sense in the moment, but terrible, dangerous, awful. Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay, here we go. So this one's going to be about a rice cleaner. And if you want to watch a video showing this, I didn't know about this until I found this tweet and then I started looking it up. I didn't know that people would bring their rice to get polished, but you can scan this QR code to watch it. And let's listen to what this person said about the seimaiki.
全然お米出てこないなって思ったら入り口と出口間違えて出口の方にお米入れてて 1回目の100円はお米入ってないのにガタガタ精米してくれてた。
All right, sort of a funny situation here. So, 全然, not at all.
全然。
Okay, so 全然お米出てこないなと or て思ったら I was thinking, man, the rice isn't coming out at all. Okay, to come out.
出てくる。
So 出てくる, 出てこない is the, because 来る is an informal verb. Not an informal verb, I apologize. It is an irregular verb. You can't make it easily into its negative form with a pattern. You just have to memorize it, and that is 来ない. So 出てこないな. Huh, 出てこないな. It's not coming out. I was thinking that. Upon thinking that, okay, 入り口と出口間違えて mistaking the exit and the entrance.
間違える。
出口の方にお米入れてて I put the rice into the exit. Now this no hole means out of your two choices, we went with the exit, okay? In the exit or on, there's really no good translation for this, but it's out of the two. So he says, 入り口と出口間違えて I messed up the entrance and the exit. 出口の方に and into the exit お米入れてて I put the rice in. 1回目の100円はお米入ってないのに on my first 100 yen, despite not having any rice inside the machine, ガタガタ with the rattle sound, 精米 it rice polished てくれる for me. Okay? So even though he didn't have any rice in there, it made all the noise and did the rice polishing, but I'm assuming nothing came out. All right, a little bit of a fun thing. Definitely check out that rice polisher video. All right, that's it, guys. All right, in the next video, we're going to do verbs for this lesson. I'll see you there. Bye, guys. Oh, you guys are still here? Well, listen, the lesson continues on. Just keep going. We haven't gotten to the main part yet, so you have to keep going.